going live?
We are now live, Brandon. So go
I
ahead.
can't introduce
What's your
myself.
question? Aaron Whitlow?
Brandon Spivey, we are the Mark Out Movie Podcasters. Now, on today's episode, I got a question for Aaron. Whose game is
Yes.
it?
I don't know the reference. What is this reference?
Oh my God! Yeah!
Okay, so it's
Oh my.
so I
Oh.
haven't been paying attention to the product.
It's been one of his catchphrases since day one.
Whose game is it? I thought he said, "Let me talk to you."
That's one. That's another. He's got more than one, Aaron.
And he goes, "Yeah, all right, my bad." But whose game is it though, Brandon?
It's our game. It's our
It's
game.
our game. Well, with that being said, on today's episode of the Mark Out Movie Podcast, we will be discussing a movie that came out in 2006 by the name of Idiocracy. At the time, it didn't get the numbers it wanted in theaters. It didn't get like Fox didn't promote it. They didn't even have a trailer for it. Movie Phone said untitled, Mike Judge movie, and so they like literally didn't. They undersold the movie, but the movie itself, I think, is a cult classic. We're talking about Idiocracy.
Something. Man, this movie made Harry and Lloyd seem intelligent.
Well, that was
Stand
the
by
point.
that.
Corporal Joe Bowers, a decently average American, is selected for a top secret hibernation program, but is forgotten and left to awaken to the future, so incredibly moronic that he's easily the most intelligent person alive. Starring Owen Wilson's brother Luke Wilson, who I know the best from Blue Streak. I enjoyed him in Blue Streak. There's been other things, but that's my favorite film of his, Blue Streak. Brandon knows him from Stargirl or something,
Stargirl.
whatever that.
Yeah, that's recent. I think Old School was probably the first movie I've seen him in.
Old School, yeah, it's his most.
Bottle Rocket. He did that movie with Owen.
Old School was his most famous film, I think. I'd say Old School is the most famous film.
I remember him in it, but I really don't. I remember Will Ferrell streaking, and
we're going streaking.
But I don't know. I feel like I sense his voice in it, but I don't know. Like I thought he was in it, but I just remember the streaking scene and Vince Vaughn.
Yeah. Well, he got the scene stole from him from Will Ferrell stole the whole movie.
Like I can't think of one memorable role he's done though. For me, it's not that I don't like him either. I think he's a good actor. There's just not one memorable role that I've seen him in that I was like, oh, that's Luke Wilson's product. Yeah. There's not really one that I can say.
I would say that he's pretty much like. Can you hear me?
I hear you.
All right, I was saying, I think that he is pretty much the equivalent of, and I'm not saying he is, but people may view him as the equivalent of, like, say, a Billy Baldwin, like compared to Alec Baldwin or even a Stephen Baldwin. Or, I can't say that for the Estevez. I think both Charlie and Emilio are both pretty prominent in their own right. But yeah, I would say that he's like the lesser known of the the Wilson brothers. But I think that he's still like, I enjoy seeing him pop up in it. But I'm more of a Owen guy, I guess. When I see Owen pop up, I'm like, hey, Owen Wilson's in something, But
Owen's funny.
Yeah.
Luke is just Luke.
Yeah. Yeah, Luke. But this movie also stars Maya Rudolph as Rita. The guy that both of us we came to a consensus that we just don't enjoy Dax Shepard. He's in this as Frito. Uh, and then Terry Crews is President Camacho. Um, and there's other people in it. Another person I want to kind of point out was I seen him. Justin Long pops up as Doctor.
Yeah.
He's just a doctor. He's in this movie. A very young Justin Long, really. But he's another guy that I enjoy seeing pop up and stuff. But yeah, Idiocracy. This is pretty much like I say you've never seen Futurama, right?
I have not. Nope.
This is pretty much like almost like a live action version of Futurama in the sense of in Futurama, Fry was a delivery boy, and he delivered pizza. He got a prank delivery and delivered pizza to like a abandoned cryogenic building with cryogenic chambers. And he's in his New Year's Eve, and so he was going to drink a beer and sit down and eat a piece of pizza, and he fell backwards and rode into like the cryogenic chamber, and the door shut, and it it was set for 5,000 years or something like that. For this, it was set for 5,000 years, and he wakes up way in the future, uh, and and there's aliens, and Earth is different, So, I enjoy Futurama. Futurama is one of my favorite little animated shows. But this is similar to it in the sense of that he's in a cryogenic chamber, and he's supposed to only been in it for a year, but he was in it for 200 years, I think. Um,
Uh, well, I was actually thinking it was 500, but it may be 200.
it might have been 500. He was in it for way longer than because the year is now 20,
It's
25,
25 something.
25 something. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it had to be over 500 because
Yeah.
2006 to that. But
5,000.
yeah, what?
500. I don't know. I
Um,
forgot what year it was when this movie started. It was weird
it
because
started in 2006.
it was focusing on these two different. Well, one's a couple
Couple.
trying talking about having a baby, but the time's not right, and this other one's having kids left and right with so many different women, and it just I was a little confused by it. It's like, okay, where's Luke? Because I went into this movie blind. I didn't really know what this was about. So, I mean, I heard you talk about it a little bit, but I didn't watch no trailers. I didn't read what it was about. I just kind of went in blind. So I was like, where's Luke? And he finally does show up. But I truly don't understand the reason we saw these two different couples. Like,
Because they wanted to pinpoint, show like what happened to like the
society? Mentally?
society, the intelligence of society. So the intelligent people found reasons why they shouldn't have kids. They, oh, the world's crazy right now, or financially we're not stable enough to have children, and so they wanted to have kids, but they're trying to wait for a great time, but they could never seem to get started with the great time, and to the point where like the husband ends up dying, and the woman, her eggs was frozen, but she ended up never meeting a mate to, have children, and so she never did have kids. Whereas you have this dumb guy who sticking his thing in anything that moves, essentially, and getting everybody pregnant, and so the population of idiots is just growing
I mean,
because and that's pretty much how honest, and that's why this movie people consider Idiocracy to be like a documentary in a sense now, because it kind of prophetically predicted certain things to happen in society, and that wasn't a thing then. And it's crazy how much it got right, and one of them being like, you know, more intelligent people typically haven't really found the time to have children, whereas folks that lack certain type of intelligence, like rabbits, man. And so they're saying that over time, the dummies is going to beat out the intelligent people. Because the intelligent people, they had also mentioned in that little prologue thing that that the intelligent people was too busy trying to find ways to sustain erections instead of cure cancers and stuff like that. Because they showed the scientists and they try and see how they can get sustain erections, and that's a fact. With like things like people taking those little pills for and blue chews and such. That's where society has gone. So it literally predicted things, even to Crocs. This movie is the first movie that featured Crocs, Brandon. Crocs. The reason why they chose Crocs is they wanted a non-label type of shoe that said, he's like Mike Judge said, there is no way people will wear these shoes. Like a shoe that nobody will ever wear. So they came with these plastic looking shoes that someone had, and a couple years later, he actually released those to the public, Crocs, and now everybody, most of the people own a pair of Crocs somewhere.
Do you own a pair?
I do own a pair of Crocs, friend.
You own a pair of Crocs. I can proudly say I do not own a pair of Crocs. But I typically don't go with the flow, so
there you go.
Whatever's popular, I don't usually go for it. So
But yeah, that's what which is nice. But no, that's what they wanted to kind of showcase is that at the beginning, and then you meet on with Luke Wilson. I'm going to do this throughout the thing. Luke Wilson, and he is like essentially comfortable and complacent in his job. Nobody mess with him. He gets to chill out, watch reality TV, which he's watching reality TV, I think, and just chilling. And finally, they're like, "Dude, we signed you up to do this job. You got to do it. It's up from on high. You got to do it." And they chose him because he literally has no friends or family or anyone, and it's like essentially nobody missing if something goes wrong. And they got a hooker because why not?
That's my phone going on.
I noticed,
but I can't go get it. So,
alrighty, that was yes. All right, so with that being said,
apparently I would be missed.
No, yeah, I would miss you totally. But yeah, so they ended up putting him in the cryo chamber, and the guy, the army dude was like, he got caught up in a prostitution ring, like kind of like P Diddy is right now. I said it, P Diddy.
You said it.
And body oil and baby oil. I don't know. The guy's crazy. Anyway, so anyway, he ends up in this chamber, and society has gone down. So like they show Fuddfuckers, which is a real restaurant, or maybe it was. I don't know if it still is, but it was a real restaurant at one point. But like it essentially went to a point where it's literally just called butt effers. Because
yeah, I get it. We all get it. We all understand what's going on there.
But yeah, I liked it, man. I like one of my favorite things.
Whoa! What? You liked what, Aaron?
The movie.
We talking about one thing. I liked it. I liked it.
That's not what I'm talking about, Brandon. I'm talking about Idiocracy.
Specifics, Bob. We gotta what we're talking about.
I like when Luke's character Joe wakes up, and like that, like there's a people I love this. First of all, let's set the stage for the society. They have forgotten how to recycle, how to properly get rid of trash, and so they just now have a mountain of trash.
That's right.
Uh, and
That's
uh, and
right.
and something created a trash avalanche, and in that trash was his pod that he was hibernating in, and it crashes through the window of Dax Shepard, and Dax is so glued to television that he just is like it's like interrupting his watching Al My Balls. Um,
Different.
I, huh?
Yeah, it was just a different brand of well,
Reality show.
I guess that was a reality show. I mean, it was different, you know.
It kind of reminds you of like well, I don't know if it was there at the time, but it kind of reminds me of the like a mixture between like America's Funniest Home Videos and the what's that Wipeout show where people kind of wipe out on that
Yeah,
giant ball
yeah.
and
Like
fall and hurt themselves. Yeah, kind of remind me of that. Um, but it's saying that society has gotten so dumb that that's like great television. Which look at us now. Reality shows is a thing. There's literally a show dedicated to see if something is or is not cake. Brandon, is it cake?
I
Is a thing.
see. I don't watch much reality TV. I did not know this. I feel dumb for not knowing. I also feel blessed that I don't know this.
See, Brandon, if you was in this pod, you would have been the smartest man in the world, and you would have been able to fix the problems.
Wow, no.
But I do want to say real quick.
Yeah, I could be Joe
Uh,
Biden. I could be president.
oh, oh, too soon. But he is currently president. That is correct.
Currently, yes.
Unfortunately, um, go Brandon. They say. All right. Well, no longer. I don't think you're saying it no longer. They might be saying something else. Skamala. They don't know what they're saying. But anyway, there is I had the DVD of this. I don't know if I still do. I'm throw that out there. But I had the DVD at one point, and I remember the DVD menu was literally an interactive menu type of thing, where it starts with the lamp fill, and
Yeah.
and it crashing through Dak Shepard's window, and he's like, wait a minute, keep it down, something like that. And then it goes to the screen that he's watching, and on the screen is your menu screen. That's where it says play movie, special features, and it has other little options. But it showed a little clip of that dude getting kicked in the balls
So
on the loop.
it's kind of similar to House of a Thousand Corpses with Captain Spaulding talking to you as you go
Yeah,
through the features and stuff. So that's cool.
that was the best one. I think that was honestly the House of Thousand Corpse was the best interactive menu. At one time, I just let it play just to see how long and he recorded so much
Yeah, he did.
material that it was ridiculous how long that it just he just would interact with you like, are you gonna pick something or not? You know,
Yeah,
you know.
I love that character. But yeah, as far as this movie goes, I mean, what did you think of Dak Shepard in this movie? I'm just curious.
Curious. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, first of all, in general, I don't think of Dax Shepard. In the sense of like, I can't think of one movie that I'm like, oh man, I can't. I'm glad that he's in this movie. You know, like Zethra, I didn't really care for that. That's the only thing I can think of. And then I know they did
He
the
did Chips,
range or whatever ranch.
right?
He did Chips. I never seen it.
Did he with Michael Pena? Didn't he do Chips?
He probably did. I never seen it.
He looks like that
But
other actor too. That I always get him confused. I don't like either one, but Dax is just worse.
yeah,
He's never been funny in anything I've seen him in, and I hate saying that, but I just don't find him funny.
the best thing about Dax Shepard is his wife, Kristen
Kristen Bell, yeah,
Bell. Yeah,
he lucked
she
out.
yeah, she is absolutely tremendous. And not saying that he isn't just look like I'm looking at his filmography. Idiocracy, Zethra was in 2005. Uh, he did some voiceover stuff. Just like nothing is like so. What I would have preferred, to be honest with you, this is what I preferred: switch Justin Long and
Oh
Dax Shepard,
yes,
and
yes.
let Justin be Frito, and let Dax be the Doctor, because you only see him just for that brief little moment. You don't see him no more. I'd rather have
But
Justin Long as Dax
Justin would
Shepard.
have been more expensive for that role.
Even at that time, you think at 2005, like when did
Yeah,
I
that
guess
was
Jeepers Creepers came out in 99, 98, 2000.
early 2000s because the sequel was like 2003. So yeah, he did that. He had Dodgeball out. Accepted, I think, was already out. So I mean, he was pretty much known at that point.
So,
But so I feel he would have been really expensive.
mm,
Like
so that's why they got him as a cameo. I would rather have had him though, to be honest. Or I
yeah,
can name several people I'd rather had. I would rather had Steven Zahn
Steve Zahn. Yeah,
in that yeah, in that role. Like I like Steve. I would have enjoyed him. Just any. I'm just not a big Dax Shepard guy. To be honest with you, I'm just not. Um, I thought he's pretty. I don't know how he's planning on playing that character. You know what I'm saying? Like he played it like a. He played it like he was. He was an idiot. Everybody's an idiot, but he was like. He was like. I did like that part of the lawyer thing, but just wishing someone else that had a lawyer doesn't really know how to be a lawyer. He's like, yeah, he messed up my house and tore up my house. Yeah, he's guilty. Uh, like it would have been cool if it was somebody else being it. What
kind
do
of
you
did
think
it
about
voice.
Maya Rudolph?
Oh, I thought
That
she was lovely in this.
you
Like
like my Dax Shepard voice?
I gotta be honest. I have never like been attracted to her in anything that I've seen her in, but she was very attractive in this movie. I thought it's like it's just a different take on her. Because I've only seen her in like in Adam Sandler projects, like, and she's usually, what are you doing?
Yeah, somebody commented on something, but we're not gonna show that. It is not anyway. But she had you what now?
They commented.
No, no, no. What did you say about Maya Rudolph?
Namely just seen her in Adam Sandler projects, so I haven't truly seen her get to stand out in anything. But I thought she was really good in this.
Hmm.
I thought she was the best part of the movie, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree. I think that she really was. I think I love how she was like she kind of figured out real quickly what she was dealing with, and so she was like just taking money from the guy, and he's like, all right, yeah, yeah, I'll pay you. It's gonna be a great time. And just kept doing that to him, and never had to really do anything. Uh, uh, and then so he wakes up in this world where like they have the buildings like are collapsing, but they're like tied together, and there's a road that is broken and cars still can't go off of it. It's just like idiots. Uh, and uh, and I loved how at the hospital and this is a prediction. I think it really got right too. Is at the hospital, the how we utilize emojis in order to kind of express how we're feeling or what we want to do. You know, and so in the hospital, the lady just going through. He's talking about how he feels and stuff, and she's looking at the pictures to see which one makes sense, uh, and then chooses the confused one. You know, um, yeah. Also they tattoo is not sure because he that was dumb. I thought that was dumb. I thought that was dumb. I will admit that was stupid. Yeah. Brandon, where
Yes,
you at,
sir.
buddy?
I'm right here. I'm right here. I saw this little comment.
All right, don't worry about it. Anyway,
How you doing, Kayla? I still see you're pretending to be other people.
all righty. What do you think about Terry Crews? And they say that this movie kind of successfully predicted Donald Trump in the sense of like a
Donald Trump.
celebrity. Yeah, a celebrity that becomes the president, essentially. In the sense of uh, Donald Trump was more of a celebrity at one point, where he is. I still consider him a bit of a celebrity, um, and but he became president. But in this movie, the president, like President Camacho, was like a wrestler or something like that, and became the president.
Yeah,
That was very, huh?
it was just weird. It was just weird to see Terry Crews in a role like this. It was just, I was like, he's had an interesting career.
Yeah,
Truthfully.
I think that this was for Terry. I want to say that this movie was because he did Friday after next. Uh,
Yeah,
and that was what year was that? Do you remember? You just watched them recently.
that was about the same time he did this, and it's about the same time he was doing Everybody Hates Chris. So I mean,
Yeah,
he was taking on bizarre choices. Then of course he did White Chicks around the same time too. I believe 2005, maybe.
yeah, yeah. That's what I was trying to get to his filmography. Um, let's see. Yeah, he did. Yeah, so he kind of. I think the movie that kind of blew him up was probably White Chicks because that's when I
Oh yeah,
seen him go a little higher in his and like his stock kind of went up a lot higher. But I thought that Terry Crews was all right. There's people in this movie that there's people that Mike Judge uses a lot, like David Herman. He's the guy who played the Secretary of State, and he's the one that kept saying, "I'm the Secretary of State, brought to you by Carl Jr." you know, and like um, which is funny because that was a prediction that was right too. Somebody got elected that was like the CEO of Carl Jr. or something like that. He got elected to a public office,
yeah.
so he's literally brought to you by Carl Jr. And then like also the electric light things. What do you think about that part where they they replace water and the water is just for toilets,
Yeah,
and they drink Gatorade essentially.
yeah. It was just, I would say dumb, but it's just, it really was. It really was. Like, they didn't know why you would drink water. Like, so why would you drink water? It's just, it was really dumb. But I got it. It was. I guess it was good satire. You know.
Yeah, yeah. I think about it in the sense of like how they advertise. Like you remember they used to advertise like those drinks like now has electrolytes. Electrolytes are good for you. Stuff like that. And so these people in this society don't even know what electrolytes are. They just say it has electrolytes, and they're like, "Do you even know what it does? It is what you need to get going, or something like that." They don't really know what electrolytes is. Also, Costco. Yeah, Costco's in this movie. But Costco, like that's where Dak Shepard went to law school. Is at Costco. Because,
Really?
yes, he said that's where he got his law degree at. Is at Costco. I think they had a coupon. I don't know. I think it's just, but it makes sense because I can see a society where you can like everyone literally do everything. Uh,
Yeah. You went out on me.
yeah,
I
it's
can't.
kind of like Walmart, like how you can literally do everything. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right, it's kind of like Walmart, how you can literally do everything at Walmart. Essentially, I can see a future where Walmart, you can go to Walmart like apply for a home loan or something, or go to school, I don't know, like Walmart University or something, If this happens and I predict it, I want to cut. All right, but yeah, so Costco, and then you see also they have Starbucks, but Starbucks is no longer coffee. It's
Mm-hmm.
for other things.
Other things.
Yep. All in all, Brandon ain't give me no banter with this movie.
I mean, my banter was all. I mean, I didn't have a good time with this. So, I mean, I get it. It was satire. This is what they predicted the future to be. Really ran by dumb people, which, I mean, you can't argue that. That's what has happened. But I don't know. It's just, it didn't, I don't know. I didn't feel it. Didn't bring that energy I thought it was going to bring.
Yeah.
From a Mike
Brandon literally
film, I thought it would have been more.
Yeah, Brandon literally messaged me and said, "You are banned from picking."
I will say this though, I did like it better than Surf Ninjas. It wasn't
Yes.
that bad.
See? I didn't ban you. I didn't ban you because of Surf Ninjas. I should have.
You gotta ban me from picking ninja films, all right? I guess
well, we're gonna hopefully get into horror soon, and so it'll be better. I think my next pick will probably be 702B. I
just said
said
it
I
was
wanted,
gonna get better.
but there's a movie that I've been wanting that is on Tubi. It's called Low Lives, and I've wanted to kind of see that. And I haven't watched it yet because, yeah, I'm thinking about it. But anyway, we're going to give anything else you want to say about this movie? We tell what happened. Like, essentially, flowers started growing, and he started saving flowers, and they decided to stay in that society. There's nothing. They couldn't go back anyway. There's there was no return. They're stuck. But being the smartest people, they can help change the world. That's what it's the bottom line. Common sense stuff. They could probably become millionaires, really easily. But and I don't even think they will hold elections like every 4 years for president. I'm pretty sure that you're just going to just continue to be the president. I don't think that. I don't think nobody's going to ever think to run against you because they're all idiots. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. All right, ready for what's your final thoughts on this?
My final thoughts on this is it was 84 minutes I'll never get back.
Ooh.
I didn't like it. I'm going to go a little higher with my score. I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5. But I liked Maya Rudolph. I liked Luke Wilson in it. But that's about it. I just... I can't... It's not plausible for me to say that the world would end up like this. But if it does... I mean, it may. It depends who's running the country. But I hope it doesn't. But if it does, I hope the rapture takes place soon after, so we don't have to go through it. But what are you showing me? What are you showing us?
See it? Can you see it?
Yep, I see it.
All right. Yeah, just like so. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Continue.
No, you were showing me that. So can I see it? So I see it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm listening to what you're saying, and I'm agreeing with you in a sense. I give it about a 2 as well. Back in the day, I loved this movie. It was like I thought it was great, but then again, my sense of humor right there was different. And, and I've said this before. Like I really enjoyed what is it, James and Bob Strikes Back or whatever. I enjoyed that. Whereas I went back and rewatched that maybe several years ago, and I was like, I am not into this. So my sense of humor has changed, and so this was It felt like 2006, a movie that came out then. It felt like that weird time in cinema. There was a weird time for comedy then, and there's a weird time for horror in the 2000s, early 2000s, where it wasn't the best product in either world. And you still had some gems that pop up every now and then, but for the most part, it wasn't that great, in my opinion. I don't know.
That's your opinion, right? Stick with
Yep,
it.
sticking to it like fat on. I don't know. I don't know where it's gonna go. Fat on a fat on some on a
Well,
pig.
well, you
I
should
don't
keep
know.
that or not.
I'm gonna try to keep pulling it out. That's what she said. All right.
Did she
Brandon,
though? Did she really say it? Because I have my doubts.
she did not. You're right. She said. Um. So yeah. So the pick this week was Idiocracy. Uh. You know, it was me and Brandon both had bad picks 2 weeks in a row. Or 2 weeks, not in a row, but 2 weeks kind of
Last
back to.
two episodes, yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna get better because we better get into our horror season. I think Brandon, is that what you're picking? Are you going horror
I'm not,
next or
I'm
no?
not. I'm not picking that. No, I'm going with Michael J. Fox film. That's leaving Netflix. The Secret of My Success. I think I've never seen it, so I don't. Is it
I
not
won't hold
good?
you. I don't know. I never heard of it.
It's like
I
an
don't,
80s
know.
movie, so I figured it couldn't be too bad, but you never know.
The only Michael J. Fox movies I've seen, and I can name them all that I've seen.
This is not many. I
Uh,
can.
I've seen all three of the Back to the Future films, which counts. All right, yeah. Then the Teen Wolf movie, the that Casualties of War, I think that was his, and he's in that
Yeah,
movie.
him with Sean Penn.
Uh, and then I would was and then Doc Hollywood, uh, and then also Mars Attack. Those are the only Michael J. Fox
You
movies
never
I've
seen
ever seen.
Greedy?
What is it?
With Greedy with him and Michael Douglas's dad,
No.
or Life of Mikey.
Oh yeah, Life with Mikey. I forget about that. Life with
I know
Mikey.
you've seen The Hard Way. We reviewed it once. You didn't like it, but I
Oh.
actually love that movie.
Was
But
he in that movie?
yeah, him and James Woods. He's the actor that wants to be a cop. So they
Oh,
partnered
okay.
him up with James Woods, who hates it.
I forgot about that movie. So there you go.
I love it,
So
movie.
yeah,
That's like my favorite Michael J. Fox movie outside Back to the Future and maybe Teen Wolf. Like,
okay.
I think they're
Well,
the A list of his work, and everything else is kind of below that. But I don't think I've
I
ever
would
seen
say
that one, though.
my favorite Michael J. Fox movie
Back to the Future.
besides the Back to the Future. Besides Back to the Futures, plural. I like all three of them. But my favorite one would be uh, I say Life with Mikey was fun. I enjoyed him in that movie. Uh, as a talent agent with
Yeah.
this little kid. Um, but
Frighteners was good, too.
oh yeah, Frighteners. Yeah, there it is, Frighteners. I forget about Frighteners. Yeah, that would probably be my favorite one, Frighteners.
That
I
was like
forget
his
all about.
last, like,
Yeah,
was that like his last movie? I mean,
yeah,
as the star?
yeah. I like that so much that I wanted them to do a sequel, but I understand why they couldn't do a sequel to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah. So next week, Brandon's picking Secret of My Success, and then after that, we're gonna go horror because we're in October, baby, and we're gonna be doing some horror stuff. I can't wait to get into the horror weeds with you and find some grub worms. I don't know. Speaking of horror, I will. We'll dedicate the last bit of the show to some what we watched. Um, I didn't think about. I just thought about this just now because I want to talk about some things I watched.
Yep.
Let's see. I watched recently in theaters. Well, not in theaters on Netflix. I've seen The Deliverance, which is a horror movie by Lee Daniels. Um, it was I gave it 3 on Letterboxd. It's about a mom who moves into a house in Philly with her kids, but soon they move into the house, strange things start happening. Son is getting possessed, and you know, I thought it wasn't bad. I thought it was me. I was entertained by it. I was very entertained by it, and it kind of stuck with me, made me think about it a little bit more afterwards. So I seen Deliverance. Um, I seen Long Legs. Did I mention that last time I did this?
I think so.
Long Legs. I did enjoy. Nicolas Cage steals the show in that movie. Uh, did see Beetlejuice. I really enjoyed it. Michael, I'm there for Michael Keaton, man, and Michael want more Michael Keaton. That's all I can say. Just and him as Beetlejuice, he just like just just slid back into that role like he hasn't done it in 40 some years. You know however long he's been. But I really enjoyed Beetlejuice. It's in theaters. Rebel Ridge, I watched it on Netflix. I enjoyed that. I thought that was great. And then the last couple of movies I've seen was Secret Life of Bees, which was from 2008. I watched that, and I've never seen it before, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. Queen Latifah, Alicia Keys, um, Jennifer Hudson. Uh, I want to say Dakota Fanning when she's like in that teenage years. But yeah, I thought it was really good, man. You know, it was very, very interesting. Lastly, Truck Turner. It's a black exploitation movie. I seen on Pluto TV, and I loved it. It's great. It's bad. It's so bad, but it's so good. I loved it. Isaac Hayes is in it as Truck Turner, and it kind of gave breath to his character. And I'm gonna get you something. He's the one that had the guns and slipped on the bullet, and then got himself all shot up,
Yeah.
so he wasn't able to even go to the big fight. That's Isaac Hayes. So, and he also does the voice of Chef on South Park. But yeah, he did the voice of Chef. He's passed away now. But yeah, um, that's what I watched. Brandon, what have you watched?
I finished the Tomorrow People, which I thought was great. I finished Terminator Zero. Started off pretty good, then it just kind of lost everything. That it works for today, like
That was the
AI.
animated one.
Yeah, on Netflix. I just after the first 2 episodes, I just kind of lost interest. But it works for today with AI and stuff like that. But it just didn't feel like Terminator to me. As far as movies, I watched the entire Into the Dark anthology film series, which was a waste of time for the most part. I think I liked 5 of the movies. There's like 24 of them, so there's like 19 really bad ones.
What's the 5 that you like?
Um,
Or what's the main one that you like? You can say if you don't
Body,
know.
which is the very first one. Pure. I think you would actually enjoy Pure. I think you would get something out of that. Uh, I'm Just Fucking With You. That's what it's called. That was fun. I can't remember the other 2 though. I can't remember what they're called. But yeah,
Okay,
you can't forget that.
that was that the one that like the artwork of it is kind of neon looking?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was interesting. It was. Movie wise, like that's all I've watched. Movie wise, is that not
Yeah.
dark pictures, but Into the Dark
Okay.
anthology films. Yeah, so the last one I watched was Blood Moon, which is supposed to have been a werewolf movie, but it turned out it was just a wolf. They
Mm.
tried to he turns into a wolf. I was like, yeah, that's lame. But it is what it is. I'm so glad it's over.
Yeah, I understand. Um, and then as far as TV, I've finished Rick and Morty, the last season of it. I don't know if it's the last season, but the most current season of it. Finished that. I started on the Solar Opposites again, which they so Rick and Morty and Solar Opposites had the same voice actor who did the Rick and Corvo in the two different shows, but he got fired because he had some allegations and got canceled, and so they had to replace the voice actor in both shows. They had somebody that sounds like that does the Rick voice because Rick voice is unique. It has to be that same type of Rick voice. But with Solar Opposites, they had somebody accidentally shoot a dart in the guy's throat, and then get his voice changer, and it changed on a British accent. And so the person that does the voice now in that show is the guy that was in. Did you watch Abigail?
No, not yet.
Okay, did you watch the Kong movie, right? The latest Kong and Godzilla movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was the guy. He's the British guy that was like with them with the good guys the whole time. The one that kind of was with the main lady a lot. That blonde hair dude. He's like
Kind
like
of
a
the comic
dentist or
relief
something.
a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. He is him. He does the voice now on that show, and so he does it in all his British glory. And so it's kind of been awkward, and the show just kind of mad to me now. So I don't know if I'm gonna continue watching it. I haven't finished West Wing. Kind of fell off on that. I tried to pick back up Star Trek Next Generation. Can't really get into it yet. And I started trying to watch Nosferatu, but also I feel like I need to finish Chucky too. So I'm trying to go and finish that. But Chucky got. I was like, Don Mancini. He's an interesting guy, man. He makes choices, but that's where I'm at. So I haven't really committed to watching any shows really, other than Rick and Morty, which I finished. So.
You don't think you want to finish it though if it comes back.
So well, Rick and Morty, I'll finish that for sure. That's one of my favorite shows. But no, the Solar Opposites. I'm still watching it, but I'm like, if I don't finish it, I don't know. There's two different shows.
Created by Dawson watches Solar Opposites. I used to watch Rick and Morty till the guy got canceled and he stopped.
Y'all let him watch things with a lot of language, Brandon.
I'm just saying. Over his mom's.
Okay. Mystery is solved. Okay.
He just tells me about it.
Yeah, it's not for kids, Brandon. I'm surprised. She should do better. All right. Anyway. Wow. I digress. Anyway.
He is a teenager.
Oh, it's crazy. He's 13 now?
Yep.
All righty. Kids growing up. Dawson's no longer a creek. He's a river. Okay. So.
Just call him a wizard.
A river. So he's no longer a creek. He's a river. I bet Dawson Creek Joe couldn't even get it. Brandon. I'm so disappointed. All right. And then, what do we want the people to do other than the person commenting? You should never comment before because you're not a real person. You're not a real human being.
She's a real person. She's a little mental, but she's a real person.
Oh, stay away from that. So anyway, what do you want? What do you want the people to do, Brandon?
If you like this episode, you want to see more, which I highly doubt. But if you do, if you like chaos, if you like toxic people, no, I'm just playing. Right. If you enjoyed this episode and you want to see more, click that like button, click that subscribe, and comment. Just don't be a Kayla. How about that?
Oh my goodness! I thought you was gonna say Jeremy John's thing, but okay. But all right. In the meantime, in between time, what's
Brandon Spivey.
Thank you for mugging out with us here on the Mark That Movie Podcast. You be, don't be idiots. All right, peace.